Hello everyone, I'm RecV5,
And I'm Sandman99.
and welcome back to Diablo PC Warrior Solo Playthrough.
Yeah.
And last time we cleared the entire church out, and I also got this Staff of Lightning, which wasn't a Staff of Firewall, and I found this random Book of Holy Bolt.
Oh, how disappointing.
Yeah, because now I have to go back to town again already,
Yeah.
and then go and sell that Staff of Lightning because it's never going to be useful to me.
Maybe you can get a Staff of Firewall in exchange.
I might, but it would also be pretty expensive.
It appears that you now have 2 curved swords, too.
Yeah, I have 2 curved swords.
I sense a soul.
Okay, let's see here. We'll sell the Staff of Lightning. And what can we buy? See, there's no buy staves thing in the PC version. It's just all one unified category.
Oh, okay. Well, that's efficient.
There's a lot of things that are just like little quirky things that are different. I wonder if it's because of the RAM limitations. So like, as I was talking about before, the PCs that this game was made for had a minimum requirements of 8 megabytes of RAM, and the PlayStation had 4 megabytes of RAM. So I suspect some of the extra menus you see are actually to buffer the RAM requirements.
Yeah.
Hello, my friend.
They had to figure out a way to cram this game into a machine that was much smaller than your typical PC of the day.
That's right.
Yeah.
Although that machine actually had 3D graphics acceleration before 3D accelerated graphics cards came about. So, you know,
Yeah.
there's something to be said for that.
Well, you know what? The PS1 in its day was actually probably the best console on the market.
And then all the Nintendo 64 fans cringe and ready their keyboards.
Yeah, well, you know what? I had a Super Nintendo, and it was okay, but I never actually got into the later ones, and the main reason that I went with the PlayStation, I think, was because of a greater variety of games, because the Nintendo had mostly, you know, proprietary stuff, right?
Yeah, well, they were pretty tight about their intellectual property rights, right?
Yeah, and if you wanted to play various Mario games and stuff like that, well then, you know, the Nintendo systems were the way to go. But I was never really a big platformer fan.
Yep.
So for me, you know, like that might have been their main selling point, you know, for the fan base they developed, right?
Yep.
But for me, I mean, I had Street Fighter EX Plus Alpha on the PlayStation 1, for example. And, you know, like the others, you know, I think I had Super Street Fighter 2, the new Challengers or something, on the Super NES, right?
Yep.
So, you know, like they had a lot of those kinds of games. A lot of this type of thing was available for the PlayStation as well.
Yeah. Well, I have good news, no Black Death.
Yeah. And also the, you know, like when I went from a Super Nintendo to the PlayStation, well, you know, suddenly there was a huge leap in graphics quality too, right?
If only I could hit hard enough to stun lock a gargoyle in place. I think I'd need a bastard sword for that. Because I currently don't hit hard enough.
Yeah. So anyway, going back to a topic we talked about yesterday.
Oh?
I actually did manage to find a football game today.
Oh, for
Yeah.
your exercises.
Yes, for my little exercise session, and I ended up watching most of the game, actually, because it was pretty good.
Nice.
Yes, it was the local team, the Edmonton Elkamos,
Ha!
against Calgary, their arch rivals. So, well, actually, Calgary was the home team in this game, but anyway, the Elkamos came out on top. So, it was a good game.
Are you a fan?
Well, I mean, you know what? At one time when I was a guy who had time to watch a lot of football, I used to watch the Eskimos play.
Ah, okay.
I haven't really watched since they became victims of the, you know, like, political correctness movement.
Oh, yeah, with the name change.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of dumb. I think everybody thought that was
Although that's not
dumb.
why, right? It's just that I became, you know, busy with other things and quite often didn't even turn the TV on to look at the TV guide to find out when a game was on, right?
Man, the TV guide, now you're speaking back.
Yeah, well, I mean, they still have a TV guide that you can tune into on the TV, right? But you actually have to look at the TV in order to see the TV guide.
Hey man, at one point they had, I think it was...
Yeah, they used to have
Channel 5.
Yeah. Well, now it's like all electronic, right? So that you actually have a you know, a specific... I think it's also a specific channel as well. Actually, no, it isn't. You can just press TV guide on any channel, and it does the window-in-window thing, right?
Yep, that's right, yep.
The picture-in-picture thing.
I still miss Channel 5, though, because, like, you'd get, like, all the advertisements and shit.
Yeah, and it would slowly scroll all of the current programming by and all that kind of stuff.
Yep, it would scroll all the current programming by, and then you'd get all that other crap, and then you'd get, like, these advertisements. So what you do when you wanted to really go to sleep, never forget watching baseball. There's no, like, baseball game on, you throw Channel 5 on.
Yeah.
And now and then they might actually have an advertisement that you cared about, but...
Yeah. But anyway, what's funny is that if anybody has watched us play our Crusaders playthrough in the last couple of seasons that we've played, they might have noticed that I have a tendency to accumulate between 400 and 500 yards passing a game, and I usually only run for about 70 or 80 yards, right?
Yep.
Well, that's kind of the numbers that the Elkamos put up today, too. So
yeah,
I guess...
that was against, what team again?
Against Calgary.
Wow.
Yeah. So the guy threw for like 485 yards, and I don't know if they made 100 yards on the ground or not. Although I saw that they did have some successful run plays too, right?
Yep.
You know, that picked up 8 or 10 yards. It's just a different kind of game because since they only play a 3-down football, most of the time you're only going to see a run play on first down, right?
Yep.
And if they pick up, you know, more than 5 yards on first down, well,
you
then
might see one on
you
second
might
down.
see a run play on second down as well, right?
Yep.
But usually second down is a passing down if they don't make 10 yards on first down, right? Because third down is when you have to, you know, kick it away.
Or go for it.
Yeah, well, or go for it. That being said, though, it seems that the success rate for going on third down is generally higher than going on fourth down is for teams in the NFL. And I think there's a number of reasons for that, especially because most of the time you're going to see third down attempts on third down and 1 or less, right?
Yep.
And I mean, they line up differently. The neutral zone is actually a full yard wide. So the defense has to line up 1 yard off the line of scrimmage, which means that the offense has a bit of room almost right away, right?
Yep. I say yep as if I know what you're talking about. But in spite of being born in Canada here, I've never really watched the CFL.
Yeah, well, I know you've been to a couple of games.
I have been to a couple of games.
But
that's just because that's what's local.
Yep.
It's football-like when I go to watch them. That's about what I'd say.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make all the CFL fans in the comments rage.
Well, no, it's a different game, right? It's played differently. The rules are somewhat different. It's still gridiron football, but it's played completely differently. And one of the things that really changes the way that the game is played is the fact that they have 1 less attempt to make a first down, right?
Yep.
Which means that you see a lot more passing. And also the field is 15 yards wider, I believe. And the playing surface is 10 yards longer from goal line to goal line. And I think the end zones, if I'm not mistaken, are also 20 yards deep.
Okay.
So, you know, when you're at the 10-yard line, you have a lot more passing options in the CFL than you do when you're in the NFL, right? Because you could actually throw a pass, you know, 30 yards downfield and still still keep it inside the end zone, right?
Yep. Book of Inferno.
Are you seriously going to pick up that Book of Inferno?
And read it?
Oh, okay.
It's a completely useless spell.
I see. You can read it. Yeah.
And now it's a completely useless spell that I know.
Yeah. But anyway, and there's other things too, like particularly the kicking game is more interesting, I think, in the CFL.
Oh, okay.
Because when, for example, when a team punts, well, the receiving team must return the ball if it lands in play, right?
Yep.
But the other thing is that the coverage team must not approach the returner closer than 5 yards. They have to give him a 5-yard cushion until he touches the ball, which means that, you know, like, you're guaranteed almost a 5-yard return, right?
Yep.
So it's not like a coverage guy can run down the field and clobber a returner while he's trying to field the ball, right? You know, which is why they call fair catches in the NFL.
Yep.
Because the risk of a fumble, you know, a turnover or an injury or something like that is too high, right? Because of the way that the rules are. And another thing is the single point, right? See, if you punt the ball into your opponent's end zone, or if you try a field goal and miss, then the receiving team or the defending team has to run the ball out of the end zone, or they give up a single point.
Yep.
Right? Which makes things interesting, say, if you're down to the last play of a game, and it's a 1-point game or a tie game. Well, you could try punting the ball into the end zone, and then the receiving team, any player on the receiving team can pick that ball up and kick it back out. And I've seen games where they'll kick the ball into the end zone and the defense will kick it back out, and then the offense will kick it back in, like, multiple times. And you watch all these guys that don't normally kick the ball, right? Because they're not punters or whatever. Because
and then all of a sudden they're all kicking it?
Yeah, anybody on the team can basically punt the ball, right?
Yeah.
And it makes for some very entertaining finishes in 1-point or tie games, right? Because they're trying to either score that 1 point or avoid giving up that 1 point.
Yep.
Right? And sometimes a play can go on for, you know, like, quite a while before finally something happens and the ball either goes out of bounds or it gets kicked out the back of the end zone, or somebody runs it out and gets tackled or whatever, right?
Yep.
You know?
Okay, Griswold is going to have a bastard sword for sale when we go back, I hope.
Oh. But you don't know for sure.
No, I don't know for sure, but he's going to. It's a sure thing.
Yeah.
It's an uncertain but for sure thing.
Yeah. So anyway, if you like a more wide open passing game, then the CFL is a more, you know, entertaining game to watch than the NFL is, right?
But if you like a much more...
If you like a lower scoring, more defensive oriented game, then the NFL is more entertaining to watch, basically. You know, because they place more emphasis on running the ball. Even teams that pass a lot in the NFL, they still place more emphasis on running the ball than CFL teams do, right?
Yep.
And they also, you know, because the field is narrower and, you know, like, the playing surface is smaller, it's easier for defenders to cover receivers.
Yep.
They don't have as much room to run around. And, you know, so it's a more defense-oriented game, which is why you need to play 4-down football in that particular rule set, because sometimes it just takes you 4 tries to make 10 yards or better.
Yep. Man, there's just tons of these guys.
And also, the players you tend to see in the CFL are generally smaller and faster as well.
And the tackling's not as good.
Yeah, the tackling's not as good, but that also is partly because you have smaller, faster players. And if a guy takes a handoff or receives a pass, and he's a quick, elusive guy, well, you see a lot of players who are a little bit out of position and reaching to try and tackle, right?
Yep.
And you know, like if the guy's got, you know, a decent amount of running power, he'll just run right out of an arm tackle, or you know, somebody will reach out and grab him by the jersey because they're a step behind him, and he'll just pull out of that, right?
Yep.
And you also see a lot more running quarterbacks too. You know, like you'll see some quarterbacks, the quicker ones, can accumulate almost as much rushing yardage as a running back would, right?
Quarterback is the primary ball carrier on the team.
Well, not necessarily by design, but if he drops back to pass and doesn't see somebody to throw the ball to,
yeah,
he'll pull the ball down and run. But he's not like a big, gawky 6'6" guy like Peyton Manning or something, right? That can't run very fast. He's going to be a smaller, quicker, you know, more athletic player. But in the NFL, of course, they don't tend to favor players like that because they want those big, tall guys because their offensive line tends to be bigger, taller guys in the NFL too, right?
Yep.
Mainly because of the smaller playing surface. You don't need small, quick guys to cover the field, right?
You know, these skeletons are starting to have trouble hitting me.
Are they? Well, that's probably good.
Well, it's good for me. It's bad for them.
Yeah, I know, but the whole point of it is that you want it to be good for you, right?
True.
You don't care about them.
Oh, I care so deeply about the skeletons not being able to kill me.
Yeah, you're trying to beat them to death as fast as possible, right?
Spiritual. What does spiritual do?
I don't know, has it got red or green? Or blue?
Blue.
Blue? It says... some fills empty spots in inventory with gold.
Ooh.
That sounds good.
I don't know why that would be neutral.
Well, I guess it depends on... now what are you doing? What if it fills empty spots with like 5,000 gold each? You won't be able to pick any of that shit back up.
It won't. It'll fill it with like 2 gold each.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. Maybe that's why it's neutral then. Oh, so you're gonna drop everything, right?
I'm gonna drop most things.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you know what? I'm close enough to dropping everything. I might as well drop everything.
Let's see. 2, 4, 6, 8 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So you're gonna get 80 pieces of gold out of this if you say that it's right?
22, so I got like 20-ish.
Oh, okay. Oh, it
most of
varies. It varies from one to another, right?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. So it's a random spread kind of thing.
And now I get to clean up my inventory.
Yeah. That actually added up to quite a bit. You're going to have like 500 or 600 gold from that after everything's said and done.
667.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
Yeah, that's a good deal. Oh, you can just drag stuff directly in too, right?
Yep, I can also drop gold in select amounts.
Yeah.
So if I want to drop a single gold piece, I can do that.
Oh, yeah. Interesting.
Advantages of a keyboard.
Yeah.
But now I gotta pick up all my shit again.
Well, in...
Oops, and I just accidentally drank a potion.
Oh, well. In the console version, there is no mouse and keyboard, though.
Alas not.
Yeah.
Although, at least with a PS2, I think you could hook a keyboard up to that. I don't know. I don't know if anything used that, though. You see, they actually meant both the PS2 and PS3 so that you could connect a hard drive to them in Japan and then, like, run an operating system off them, like Linux or something.
Oh, yeah?
But then they found out that people were just using them to bootleg games. So they took that ability away when they released them in North America. They tried it again for the PS3, and if you never updated your classic PS3, which means that you never played games on it, then you could have used it as a, like, Linux machine.
Oh.
But, yeah, you know, they got to take away everything fun.
Yeah, well, you know what? Sony is way too guarded, even with their PS4 and onward, right? You know, like not allowing custom scripts or textures for mods for games and stuff like that.
It's because they're super paranoid over what happened to the PSP.
Yeah, and what that does, though, is it makes their version of some games, especially like Fallout 4, it makes their version come in third place in the 3 platforms, right?
Yep.
You know, like it's the PS4 version of Fallout 4, for example, is very much inferior to the Xbox version. And I know this because I have both.
Yeah, you have every version.
Yeah, I do. And then the Xbox is just not as good as the PC. Which is why I'm eagerly waiting for my new video card to arrive. Because right now I'm playing the Xbox version of Fallout 4 in my spare time just to keep myself amused.
Yep.
And while there is a nice selection of mods, they only allow you a very limited amount of space.
Yeah, 2 gigabytes.
And so I've only got about 40 mods in the game, and I've already, you know, used up most of that space, right?
Yep.
And actually the mods that take up the most room are, I've got a couple of radio station mods for radio stations that I like.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was actually able to get Adam Cat's radio.
Nice.
Which is part of the, you know, like the Brando Man radio mod sets.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Old World Boston or something like that. From the PC version, right? And I got another one called Atomic Radio, which is actually pretty good too. But radio station mods, because of the sound files, they take up a big chunk of that allowable space, right?
Yep.
And another one that takes up a huge amount is that weapon overhaul that I was showing you, right? Where basically a guy went and he expanded all of the weapons in the game so that they behave more the way that they did in Fallout New Vegas. Where,
with the different ammunition.
for example, like my current favorite weapon is a hunting rifle that I found, like just a legendary hunting rifle.
Yep.
And I think it's the, I forget now what it's called, but it gives you 25% faster fire rate and 15% faster reload. It's that legendary, right? It's a standard, but it's the only legendary weapon I've got. And I can modify that rifle to shoot all sorts of different types of 308 ammunition, including like a lowbrow 308, kind of like the bulk 308s in Fallout New Vegas were, right?
Yep.
And I can also get armor penetrating rounds or incendiary tracer rounds or whatever, right?
Yep.
And not only that, but I can also modify that hunting rifle so it'll shoot 30-06.
Nice.
Or, you know, like different types of 50 caliber ammunition too, right?
Yep.
And even 38 caliber ammunition, if I wanted to. And then, of course, the base guns that shoot 38 caliber ammunition, well, you can modify those to shoot all kinds of different types of ammo too, right?
Yep.
You know, so it doesn't depend so much on, I'm going to put a stronger receiver on this gun and it's going to do more damage. It's like, okay, I'm going to take this 38 pike gun and I'm going to modify it so that it shoots 5.56s. And when I do that, it's going to do more damage.
Which makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, but that mod actually is the largest space hog of all the mods that I install. It's massive, right?
It also includes a lot of new custom attachments, though, and
Yes,
things
it does.
like that,
Like
too,
things
right?
like axe stocks, like rifle stocks with axe blades on
Brand
them.
new assets.
And that kind of thing. So yes, there are. And in fact, I just found a submachine gun, but he also changed it so that you can either modify the automatic, like the full automatic receiver, in which case it is affected by the commando perk, right? Or what I did was I modified it to like what's called a 45 caliber carbine gun.
Yep.
And it basically, every time I pull the trigger, it shoots a 3-shot burst and then stops, right?
Yep.
But it also does a little bit more damage per shot, and it scales on the rifleman perk, right? And also comes with all kinds of different types of magazines. Like that gun that I found came with a 30-round stick magazine, right?
Nice.
So, you know, and basically instead of calling the standard, you know, 50-round drum magazine just a drum magazine, they call that one a medium magazine now. And then the large magazine would be the 100-round drum, right?
Yep.
And of course, you can also change the ammunition type for that gun, too, to different types, like 10 millimeter, for example. So you can shoot 10 millimeter rounds with your submachine gun if you want to. And not only that, but you can also put, like, what I noticed is you can put shotgun receivers on pipe revolvers.
Oh.
Yeah. And you can, like the one that I'm using right now has a 20 gauge receiver on it.
Oh, God.
So it shoots 20 gauge shotgun rounds, right? And he actually added 20 gauge shotgun rounds. And not only that, but again, there are multiple types of 12 gauge and 20 gauge shotgun rounds too, just like in Fallout New Vegas, right?
Yep.
Like, I don't know how long it must have taken him to do that, but I know a little bit about how level lists are structured. And he must have been very dedicated to spend the amount of time it would have taken to do this, because he's done this for every weapon in the game, right from the lowly pipe gun all the way up to mini guns and stuff like that, right?
It's a good mod.
It is. But like I said, it's a huge, I don't even know, but it's like well over 100 megabytes, I think, just for that mod alone, right?
Yep.
And of course, I've managed to get like they have a CBBE never nude replacer. It's basically the option if in the PC game, if you want to, you can choose that option so you don't have a naked body when you loot that dead raider kind of thing.
Yep.
Instead, when you take the raider's outfit and armor and stuff off, she's just left behind with sort of like a sleeveless cut-off tank top and shorts kind of thing.
Yep.
Which is okay, but at least it's a CBBE shape body, which looks a hell of a lot better than the plug with arms and legs that you get in the vanilla game, right?
That plug, though.
Yeah, and also you get a number of different, like I've got, you know, it comes with CBBE compatible replacers for all of the, you know, outfits in the game. And I also added the mod called Classy Chassis, which gives you some nice, you know, nicer looking outfits.
Nice.
And I also added another one that's called the Scrapper's Wear or something like that, which adds some really wild looking fancy outfits based on the vanilla assets, but cut differently and looking differently with some you know, funny looking, like nice looking bomber jackets or funny looking hats and stuff like that, right?
Well, it sounds like you've been having quite the time.
Yep, and I did get some important ones too, like they had bullet time, right? Which is a mod that I liked from the PC game, where you can actually slow time and control it yourself so long as your AP holds up.
Did you see that fire arrow trap that just came by me?
Yep. but it missed.
If that had hit me, that possibly could have insta-killed me. That's the trap that can insta-kill you.
Oh, you want to avoid those then.
Yeah, and it's because it can hit you up to, I think, 6 times because of a bug.
Oh.
And so
that? What's that on the floor over there?
Oh, that was an axe.
No, that
glowy,
large axe. Oh, okay. That glowy dot was what I was talking about. It was just a visual effect on the floor, I guess.
Yeah, probably. But yeah, I was carrying around that large axe and I actually dropped it finally.
Oh, okay. Because you're not going to need it. You haven't encountered any flesh-eating zombies, so...
That's right. I'm not going to need it now. And now I've got this sword that does almost as much damage.
Wow, look at all those guys in there.
Yep.
They just stand there packed shoulder to shoulder in one end of the room until somebody comes along and opens the door.
That's right. And then they go out to say hi.
Yep. They stand there and they go, boy, bored now. Sure wish somebody would come along. Tired of standing here.
Yep.
There's nothing to do in here.
Now, I always like to think like maybe they're playing cards or something.
Oh,
Alright, that would be a hell of a way to blow your time.
Oh, there's a piece of jewelry just dropped there. Did you hear the chime?
I picked it up.
Oh, did you? Okay.
I didn't hear the chime, no. I can't hear that.
Oh. That's funny. I could hear it.
Yeah, I can't hear that. I can't hear that at all. I've got a couple of longtime friends that I play this game with, and they're always ragging on me because I can't hear the rings drop. I guess I'm just deaf like that.
Yeah, well, it's funny, but I have suffered some hearing loss from various things like operating jackhammers and being around loud industrial equipment and stuff like that. Because you can still accumulate some hearing loss over many, many years, even if you wear earplugs and that kind of stuff.
See this for a sec? This right here is a difference between the PlayStation and the PC version. That graphic for the Claymore.
Oh, okay.
That's what they're supposed to look like.
Oh.
That's it. That's it.
But anyway, you know, like I used to have to take a hearing test every year. Actually, that was a standard thing with most companies that I work for, right?
Yep.
Over the course of 30 years, I worked for 3 different companies. And that was a standard for all of them. They every year or every 2 years they'd have you go and do a physical thing where they'd do a chest X-ray and a hearing test and all that kind of stuff. And it said that what the particular area where I suffered a bit of hearing loss was in the 3,000 hertz range.
Speaking of claymores, this is what a blade is supposed to look like.
Oh, okay.
So in the PlayStation version, a blade is just a blue-bladed claymore.
Yeah. And
a claymore is just kind of like a weird bladed stick-looking thing.
Yeah.
But in the PC version, they actually look very different.
But anyway, I have an excuse, because the range of hearing where I've suffered a bit of a dip is actually the range that a female voice would fall into the middle of.
Oh, yeah.
Which is why I don't always hear my wife when she's talking to me, right?
God. Yeah, the true excuse.
At least that's my excuse, anyway.
Right, right. Oh, man. Man, I took a hearing test once, because I knew a buddy of mine who was going in to become like a hearing aid guy, right?
Yeah.
And so I took a hearing test once with the test tones and everything else, and I never heard the test tones.
Oh. Yeah, he may not have been doing it in the best environment, though, too, because the tests that I've taken, you actually have to sit in a little booth, like the size of a phone booth, kind of.
Yeah.
And it's sealed and soundproof, so you can't hear anything coming from outside of the booth. And if you're just sitting in an open room with other ambient noises going on...
Well, this was like a closed off like workroom at a university, so
yeah.
Not quite perfect, but better than like an open room.
Yeah.
But no, I never heard the test tone. It didn't matter how fucking loud he cranked it. I just never heard it.
Well, now you'll be able to read that book, whatever that was.
That was Lightning, and I'm just reading it so I don't have to carry it around.
Yeah. Oh, look. They chased you to the door. Now they're running away. That's what I hate about those archer guys, right?
Yeah, they're really annoying.
They run away.
There's a number of techniques you can use as a warrior to get them to stop. Although they're not very smart anyway, so sometimes they stop because they're Flesh Clan.
Yeah.
And Flesh Clan are really dumb. Oh look, I found a staff charge bolt.
Oh, just another jewelry something just dropped there.
Did it?
Yep, I heard it.
Well, I sure as hell didn't, so I'm sure glad you did.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get in this room for the melee combatants to come do their thing. See, if only I knew a firewall spell.
Oh well. About all you can do is fort up and kill them one at a time as they come at you.
More or less.
So, I always wonder too, what are all these monsters doing with all this gold that they're carrying? Like, is there actually a gold-based economy? in the, you know, like ruined chapels or whatever?
Well, don't you know that the demons of hell are also capitalists?
I guess they must be. Because why else would they need the gold, right?
Yep. Yep. There you go. Oh, God.
There's no commie pinko demons
That's right.
in hell, right?
That's right.
There's no... Oh, no, I'm not going to say that because it'll offend somebody and you'll have to bring out the rubber ducky again.
Oh, God.
The last time I said something like that, you had to rubber ducky me.
Yep, I had to rubber ducky you. I'll have to rubber ducky you again.
Yeah. Well, no, I stopped myself this time. Boy, you know what? The battles tend to get spread out over large areas when you have to chase these guys around, eh?
Yeah, well, I also kind of just changed directions here because I didn't want to go back.
Did you go back and pick up that piece of jewelry?
No.
You should. Before you forget it's there.
I didn't know it was there.
Yeah, well, I told you it was there.
I know you did.
It makes a very... You know how the sound that coins make? Well... The jewelry makes a very distinct ringing sound that's different from the coins, right? Yeah. It makes a sound like that.
Yeah, no. There's no sound there.
Okay, just go up there and then, I think it's in that hallway up to the left, right?
If you say so. Mostly the only time I actually see the jewelry is when I, like...
Yeah, like, remember you just went past that hallway to your left? There?
Ring. Ring. I saw it on the little monitor
okay,
there.
yeah. Okay.
Ring.
I gotta pawn some of this stuff.
Yeah, see, now you don't have enough room to even pick up a ring. Boy. There, you got it. Because you never know, it could turn out to be something really valuable, right?
Could.
You know, jewelry items are, generally speaking, pretty valuable stuff. What are you doing there? Changing hats?
Yep, I just changed hats. Got a new hat now. That's armor class 6. That puts me up to armor class 40.
Oh.
Hello, my friend.
And you've got things to identify.
Well, it's a mildly useful ring.
Yeah.
Unlike this steel ring of radiance, which increases my light radius by 14%.
Yeah, but it also increases your chance to hit, right?
Yeah, but I don't want to drag the entire level towards my location by glowing in the dark.
Oh. Yeah, well, you can sell it for pretty good money, though.
Damn, that's a really hard-hitting axe.
Yeah. Well, maybe you need to, switch.
Oh, that's a terrible idea. Then I wouldn't be able to block.
Oh. Well, what about that Sword of Brilliance? I thought you did... Oh, yeah, right, that's the brain thing, right?
Yep, that's the reading gear.
They're not referring to light there. That's the brain thing.
Bastard sword. No, he's just got another broadsword for sale. As if I needed another one of those. Someday. I forgot to get healed by Pepin here because you actually have to select receive healing on the...
oh, really? It doesn't just automatically happen when you talk to him.
That's right.
Huh. Well, that's kind of crappy. You should drop some of your excess gold, too. It'll give you an extra space to pick something up.
Nope, we're just gonna continue on like this until I don't need this mace anymore.
Oh.
Which, technically, I don't need this mace anymore because I don't see any undead here on level 6.
Oh, and there won't be any after this?
There won't be any after this. This is the last level that undead could have spawned on.
Oh, so just watch. You'll head to level 7 and it'll be wall-to-wall skeletons.
Nope. Impossible.
This is the level of empty chests.
And empty barrels.
And empty barrels.
Speaking of which, funny bug here. I just want to demo a bug for a quick second. So, normally, as you can see, I have 25 mana. This spell here costs 11 mana to cast.
Yep.
How many times can I cast that?
Twice?
Twice? You think twice?
Well, you know, if I do the finger math, it looks to me like, yeah.
Okay, watch this.
Not enough mana.
That was 3 times.
Oh. Because it rounds it up?
No, I have negative mana.
Oh.
You can start the spell casting animation again before your mana is deducted.
Oh, okay. So that's just a, yeah, alright.
It's a bug. But it doesn't work on the PlayStation version.
Oh.
It's another difference between this and the PlayStation version.
See, you could have used that spell now.
No, I couldn't even bother using that spell. It's not going to be useful anyways.
Well, I mean, it gives you a nice wave of flame going outward from you forward.
Yeah, but it doesn't hardly do
if you've
any
got
damage.
a big pack of these guys, yeah, but it does hardly any damage to a whole bunch of them at once, right?
Now you're just talking about being grossly inefficient.
No.
What I really need is a silver sword.
Oh, why are you carrying around that quilted armor? Is it magic?
Did I randomly pick up some... Yeah, I randomly picked up some quilted armor.
Oh.
It's probably laying in the doorway and I just happened to click there.
Oh.
Accidental pickup. Because it's the same button to pick up things as it is to kill things.
Oh.
And this is the other side of that hallway. Which means we need to keep going to the right.
Yeah, I don't think I'd even be able to play this game on PC.
You could do it if you put your mind to it. You'd get used to it.
I don't know. I've never been a mouse and keyboard guy.
A staff of heal other.
Oh, that's not really very useful either.
That's amazing. Best item in the game right there.
Yeah.
There you go. We'll slay Diablo with a staff of heal other.
You're just gonna hit him with it until he dies?
I think that one does 2 to 4 damage. No, that one does 6 to 12 damage. Damn.
Wow, look at that, eh?
That's a big staff. Sometimes you get one like that.
That's a really odd visual effect there for a minute there. It looked like you were on top of that edge of the wall there.
Oh, you mean like, with the way I walk behind the wall there?
Yeah, it looked like you were actually on top of it for a minute there.
Oh, like this? What's going on is, there's little tiny gaps in the pixels in the wall, and that's how they do fake transparency with 256 colors.
Oh, okay.
And so that's why you can see me through the wall and I kind of look transparent, or I kind of look like I'm there. And they just do that so that, you know, you can see through the wall.
Yeah. No, it was just an odd optical illusion that it took me a minute or two to shake it.
Yeah, and I think the walls are designed in such a way such that if you're standing on this side, I guess it doesn't matter too, because, you know, even if the wall has transparency gaps in it, your entire figure is drawn before that wall there.
Ah.
So that's how that works. And so all the interior walls are like that. They're like semi-transparent. And they chose colors in the game accordingly so that walls would look right and still work well while being semi-transparent. Nobody needs that. That's a 7. That's an 8. Nobody needs that either.
Okay, because you can probably sell the staff for a couple of shiny gold coins anyway.
Yeah, well,
right?
that's kind of what I'm hoping for. That's why I picked up the staff in preference to either of those two things. Not that I need the money, because I don't really spend money.
Well, if you found something that you really, really liked in the store, you'd probably buy it.
Probably. I mean, I did buy that sword that was for reading, because you never know when you're going to find more reading gear. Alright, here's another funny bug for the PC. We're going over... This is the bug day today.
Well, if you hit the door, it does weird stuff.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
There we go. Nice little entertaining bugs that you can entertain yourself with when you're waiting for all of your friends to get back from the bathroom or the kitchen or whatever they're doing while you're playing Diablo. And you just want to like go and do 16 dungeon levels all at once. And then they're like, but real life. It also works on those block doors.
Uh-huh.
But you can't get an animation out of them. They just,
it doesn't really have a useful application anyway, right?
They just make noise.
Yeah.
You're just making noise. That's all you're doing. And this game is actually notoriously buggy with the netcode anyways. There's lots of funny things that happen. Or can happen. And you can see monsters teleporting around because the games will argue back and forth on where a monster's position is.
Ah.
And that was done because this is before the days of TCP/IP networking. Or at least, TCP/IP networking was around, but it was too slow for this kind of thing. And honestly, it still is too slow. You shouldn't use TCP/IP for gaming. Everybody uses TCP/IP for gaming, and it makes me, as a guy who actually learned networking in school, cringe. Don't do that. Use UDP. It's the modern standard.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I know I'm going back to Fallout 4 again, but the version I'm playing, of course, does not have any mod to fix up Drumlin Diner. And there's a pet peeve of mine, and that is when you go into Drumlin Diner, there's like a 200-year-old skeleton sitting in one of the booths.
Yep.
And that's stupid, right?
Because nobody would live with a 200-year-old
Yeah, nobody would live with a 200-year-old skeleton sitting in a booth in their house, right? And, you know, like, that's one of those things where I wish that I could be an advisor to the game developers, because even if I couldn't get them to add any content that would be good,
you could be like, you're a fucking moron.
I could at least get them to, yeah, I could at least get them to not do stupid things, right? You know, like I could say, look, that skeleton in there, that's stupid. Don't do that. Right? If that building was completely abandoned and nobody lived there, then yeah, I could see, you know, put all the skeletons in there that you want, right? But if somebody lives there or runs a business out of there or whatever, like, they're not gonna let skeletons lay around in their place of business, right?
So you think.
Well,
maybe it's a Halloween attraction.
Yeah, well, except for Trudy at the Drumlin Diner, I guess. Right?
Okay, we do 12 to 20 damage now. We started this level doing... Or no, we started level 5 doing 7 to 11. Now we do 12 to 20.
Yeah. But anyway, if I could just get them to take dumb shit like that out, that would actually make the game better.
It would be more immersive for sure.
Yeah, because there's nothing more immersion breaking. I mean, people talk about immersion and all that kind of stuff, but there's nothing more immersion breaking than walking into what is essentially a place of business
and seeing corpses.
And seeing corpses laying around that, you know, basically are in the same space as somebody who's running a shop. Yep. Right? That's stupid. Nobody would do that. And also there's the fact that, you know, like, where do these people all sleep, right? They have to sleep sometime. That's why I found a mod for my PC game that actually fixes up the Drumlin Diner area.
Yeah.
It removes the skeleton. It adds some outbuildings that have beds and furniture and stuff like that. It's basically like homes for these people, right?
Yep. That guy is facing the wrong way.
Oh.
He's trying to run away.
Yeah. Wow, is there ever a lot of them in there? Oh.
Yep. This is why you let your warrior go first.
Yeah. See, this is why that Inferno spell would be useful if you had a sorcerer, right? Because you could probably power that spell up enough that it would do a substantial amount of damage too, right?
Well, I killed 2 enemies with it. There you go. Are you happy?
Yeah, but I mean, this is something that I could see being useful for a sorcerer, right? You know what I mean?
Yep. Well,
because a sorcerer would read multiple levels of that book, and that spell would probably do a considerable amount of damage, right?
The big thing, though, for a sorcerer is that he could just spam Firebolts or Charged Bolt over and over and over again, and that would probably be better.
Yeah, well, I know that the Charged Bolt is what, when I played many, many years ago, the sorcerer played through. That's kind of what I made my living on, right?
Too much baggage.
Because I would just cast that spell, because I by the time I'd read 4 or 5 books, I could cast that spell a lot of times, right?
We can't read it.
Can't read those. What is that?
Firewall.
Oh, well, you're gonna have to give up something.
Yeah, well, you know.
Or go back to town and empty yourself out.
Yeah, we'll go back to town and we'll sell this.
But yeah, the charged bolt, if you cast it rapidly enough, because
it's like a shotgun.
Yeah, and because all those little lightning charges tend to go in more or less a random pattern, you can saturate a room with them, right?
Yep.
But you have to be able to cast a lot of that spell very, very fast, right? In order to be able to do that.
Yeah, well, the sorcerer also has the fastest cast rate out of the entire cast.
Well, and the deepest magicka pool and all that kind of stuff too, right?
Because you might notice that a warrior can cast spells, but he casts them kind of slow.
Yeah. Well, you also shoot a bow slower too, right?
That's right, although not as slow as a sorcerer does.
Yeah, because I noticed that in our co-op playthrough, even when you got your bow out occasionally, I could fire twice as fast as you, right?
Yep. Yeah, that's just kind of how it goes.
But then again, though, I'm not much of a toe-to-toe hacker either, right? I probably wouldn't do very well if I tried to play the way that you play.
I sense a soul.
It's a skill set that you develop over time, really. That's really what it is. There you go, that was 320 gold. That totally wasn't worth it.
Oh, you hauled that staff all the way back out of the dungeon and all she gave you was 300 gold for it?
Yep.
Wow.
320.
Yeah, and if you look at it in her inventory, she's selling it back to you for 3,000 or something, right?
Actually, she won't even sell it back to me. She buys it from me and then she destroys it.
Oh.
Right? She just throws it into the fucking compactor.
Uh-huh. It disappears.
That's right. They've got big industrial compactors here in Tristram. It's the primary industry. What they do is they compact garbage for the entire region, and then they ship it out to the Far East. That's what they do.
Yeah, except that the Far East doesn't buy it anymore because it's not good enough quality.
That's right, yep.
Yeah. I know I worked in that industry for a while, and some of the so-called recycling that's supposed to be going on, well, it doesn't really happen, right?
Yeah, it doesn't exist.
You know, like that stuff you put in your recycle bin, they used to be able to sell that to countries overseas, but they're, you know, like, it's expensive to process that stuff so that you don't have any undesirable material in it as well, right?
Yep.
And it's all hand sorted, right? Like you have rows and rows of people standing next to conveyor belts picking the stuff out by hand that doesn't belong, right?
Which is not only slow but error prone.
Yeah, and so anyway, they more or less don't have a market to sell the stuff, so they just keep stockpiling the bales on site. And there are some huge stockpiles of bales out there, right? And they're just going to sit there and out in the weather forever, right?
There'll be alternative munitions
basically,
for the military.
Basically baled, and these bales are about, I don't know, maybe 4 feet on a side.
Yep.
You know, like 16 cubic feet kind of thing. And, you know, like they stack them with forklifts so that they're in, you know, stacks that are like 4 or 5 bales high, right?
Yep.
And there's like
much
huge stacks of these things out there.
I just had a really shitty idea as to what you could do with those.
What's that?
That is the split skull shield.
Oh, is that a unique item?
Yep.
What does it do?
It's armor class 10, plus 10 hit points, plus 2 to strength, minus 10 to light radius.
Oh, okay.
Pretty damn good.
Yeah. Better than what you had.
For now.
What do you think we should do with all those bales?
What we should do is we should melt them down into like molten slag material and then fucking pour them into like a casting block and make bricks out of them.
Oh.
And then we could use them as building materials.
Well, I don't know if you could, because a lot of it is cardboard and paper.
Oh, okay.
And also cloth. And, you know, like things like plastic bags end up in that stuff, which is why you have to sort it, right? Because a lot of people put their recyclables into a garbage bag and then they put it into the bin, right?
Yep.
And
yeah, I do that.
And the garbage bag doesn't go through, like, it's not recyclable, at least not at that plant, right?
I wonder if you could melt and compact garbage bags into fucking like bricks.
Actually, though, that stuff ended up going to the plant where I worked, where they would shred that stuff and then they would send it over to another plant that was designed to burn this material in an incinerator, and then somehow through a condensing process they would create ethanol alcohol from it.
Oh, okay.
And the idea was that it's supposed to be fuel, right? Except that they never ever actually successfully got that off the ground too. That plant never consistently ran. You know, the one that the shredding plant was supposed to be sending the material to never consistently ran, and so they would end up, you know, like basically with huge amounts of this stuff too, right?
Yep.
And a lot of it ended up getting trucked out to landfill anyway, because there wasn't anything to do with it. They were not able to perfect the process so that it would be, you know, like financially efficient enough that you could actually even produce enough fuel to send it to industrial applications that could have used it, right?
I see.
Because the industrial applications would all have to rebuild their processes as well. It would cost them millions of dollars to retrofit everything in order to be able to accept that type of fuel, right?
Yeah, and so this kind of thing would only be useful in a place where you already don't have infrastructure and are building new.
Yeah, pretty much. And that's one of the reasons why these recycling schemes fail, because you need to get private industries on board with it too. And if they don't want to spend the money to do it, and most of them, if they're publicly traded companies,
they don't.
Like Lehigh Hansen
they may not even
or something
have it.
like that, well then they're not going to spend that money, because they have to generate a certain amount of money to pay as dividends to their shareholders every year.
And that number needs to be as high as possible.
That number needs to be as high as possible.
And greater than last year.
And greater than last year, you're right. And, you know, doing those kinds of retrofits cut into their profits, especially if they're being sufficiently profitable, burning natural gas or whatever it is that they need to do, right?
Here's another trick. You know that double spellcast trick?
Yeah.
Okay, I have a single scroll healing here.
Yeah.
Double spellcast trick works with scrolls too.
Oh, okay. So you get two healing spells for the price of one.
Yep. And now that I found a town portal scroll,
you go back to town. Did you get a book out of that bookshelf?
I'm still looting all the other books and all this crap.
Okay.
That's 28. I can't read that. What is this? Lightning.
A book of lightning.
I can read that.
Yeah.
No, I can't.
No, you can't read that.
I need the shield.
Yeah. Oh, okay. That's what the shield is for.
Yeah, that's why we'll keep that one. But we need to go and... Can I read this book? 28? What am I at right now? 21. So that would only put me at 24.
Yeah.
So no.
But
can't read that.
But anyway, like if you have an operation like a cement plant, right? And they use gas, you know, natural gas fired kilns to dry the materials that they grind up to make as additives for their cement. Well, you know, you could get them to try and use these refuse-derived fuels to power their plant, but then they would have to change the kilns over to be able to accept that type of fuel instead of natural gas.
Yep.
And it would change their processes considerably. And we're talking about, you know, multiple millions of dollars in order to make this kind of a change, right?
What can I do for you?
And they're just not going to do that if they're already making money doing it the way that they're doing it now. And as it turns out, natural gas is one of the cleaner sources of energy anyway, right?
At least compared to everything else.
Compared to everything else that's out there.
Come on, Griswold, give me a goddamn.
So lots of these recycling ideas are well-meaning, but at the end of the day, they never get off the ground. They never get off the ground because the costs involved are prohibitive, and there isn't a benefit enough for them, right?
Yep.
And the fact of the matter is the entire population of North America only produces less than 10% of the world's pollution.
Yep.
So I don't know why everybody in North America is so worried about this anyway. You know, the people who should be worrying about this are in the parts of the world that produce 90% of the pollution.
Well, and they've also proven too, I think I remember hearing once that one of the best ways to reduce emissions for a particular area of the world is to actually bring people out of poverty.
Yeah.
And that's because the wealthier they get and the more technology they get, the cleaner fuels they will burn, not even necessarily because they are cleaner, but because they're more efficient at generating power. Like oil is a lot more efficient at generating power than wood.
Yeah. So you're getting ready to go into the next level?
Yeah, but I'm going to pick up this firewall book first. Which I apparently left behind. Apparently can't get into that room. Did I ever go into this room?
I don't know.
I think so.
So, just as a reminder here, you're a couple of minutes past an hour here.
Okay. Yeah, these archer levels take a little bit longer just because of the way this works.
Yeah.
It's kind of a pain in the ass, but there's nothing you can do about it.
But anyway, what I'm surprised is that no one, at least locally here, if they're trying to pioneer all sorts of recycling and that kind of thing. I read an article once about a power plant in Poland, and they run an incinerator, and that incinerator generates enough power to provide electricity for like a small size city, like a 120,000 person city.
Yep,
right?
Yep.
So why aren't we doing something more of that kind of thing, right?
I don't know. Because government wastes money.
Yeah.
It's just the way things are.
And apparently the process is pretty clean. Like, they managed to keep their emissions down to a very low level.
Yeah.
Surprisingly so.
Because I guess it would be no different than burning ethanol fuel, right?
Yeah. But it's also a proven technology that works, right? I think one of the problems with the ethanol plant that, you know, process that I worked in part of was that it was too damn complicated, right?
Yeah. Instead of just burning and generating power, they wanted to, like...
Well, yeah. And oddly enough, it was the private company that was owned and operated the plant that was supposed to take the shredded material that we produced that could not operate their plant.
Yeah.
Right? Like, they couldn't get their plant process to work. Wow, you're dying there.
Yeah, I know. These fire clan are a lot more dangerous than other enemies we've faced before.
You take another hit like that and you're done.
Oh, I'm fine. I've got like 35 hit points left.
Oh. You know, and what happened was this company that was trying to run this plant that would produce the ethanol fuel, which was the only customer of the shredding operation, right?
Yep.
So basically, what do you do with all that shredded material if your only customer can't run their plant? And in the years that I was there, you know, like they barely ran it at all, and most of the time, like, for something like 5 straight years, they didn't do anything, right?
Yep.
And meanwhile, all you want to try and run your shredding plant to try and justify to the city overlords your existence. But what do you do with all the material that you produce if nobody wants it?
I really couldn't tell you. But I don't know, that's kind of the thing about living in a big city like we do too, right?
Yeah, well, it's very inefficient, and I mean, I don't know that as a city government, I don't know that I would have wanted to get involved in something like that.
They probably had some high-minded person working in a government office who's like, yeah, that's a great idea. Let's just throw money at that until it gets implemented.
But they don't seem to understand that when they're dealing with private industry, well, private industry isn't a non-profit corporation that gets funded by taxpayers like a municipal government is, right?
Yep.
So they can't just keep throwing money down a bottomless pit the way that the city can. And if they're not making money, they're not going to continue to invest money in the process.
Yep.
Right?
So we've gone from football rants to city rants to...
You know what? I've got lots of time on my hands here since I'm just watching you play. I'm not having to focus on shooting things other than you. So yeah, my mind tends to wander a little bit, and I talk about stuff, which maybe some people find terribly boring. I don't know.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
I can't carry anymore.
Oh, see, I shouldn't have picked up that useless scroll.
Yeah, because what are you trying to pick up now? That useless armor?
No, I picked up a healing potion.
Oh, well, I see you got that quilted armor in your...
Yeah, but it's magic.
Oh, is it?
It is.
Oh, I'll go back to town then. Quit being so cheap with your scrolls.
All these fucking town trips are going to make this episode take forever.
Why, are you planning on cleaning out a whole nother level?
Yes.
This might be a 2-hour episode by the time you're done.
Only because of all the stopping and pausing here.
Yeah, I know, but you have to. Because you can't pick up anymore. You can't carry anymore.
Yeah, but you're the one who wants me to pick all this shit up.
No, I didn't say anything.
You said you wanted me to pick that shit up.
No, I didn't.
Ah.
I just said that I wanted you to pick up that jewelry because jewelry is valuable.
Damn it.
And rare.
Hello, my friend. Stay a while and listen.
His armor was crap anyways.
Oh.
Well, what can I do for you?
Well, what did you sell it for?
I don't know, like 900 gold?
Oh, well, it wasn't a total loss then.
Yeah, except Griswold didn't have a broadsword still.
Oh. Well, at least you got more for it than you got for that staff.
Yeah, I suppose so. And I could get some magic resistance armor. Which is a thing. Maybe we'll just get that. It's an armor upgrade. And what does he have for sale in that slot? A useless hammer. Boom, we have metal armor.
Well, what can I do for
okay.
you?
Just because I decided we were going to get some metal armor. Because I want that magic resistance in case, well, eventually we're going to encounter enemies who have magic attacks.
Yep.
So it's just better to have it before you need it. That's all.
So what kind of armor do you got?
Some random chainmail that's AC 20, which is terrible for chainmail.
But it gives you magic resistance?
But it gives me magic resistance.
Oh.
I totally just walked down these stairs without a town portal scroll.
Oh, well, that wasn't very smart. What'd you do that for?
I don't know. And also that healing potion doesn't exist. It just lagged out of the game.
Oh. Oh, well.
But I'm sure it'll be fine. I can clear this dungeon without having to go back to town.
I guess there... Oh, wow, that was close. There's going to be no more, Oh.
Okay, he hit my shield. Oh, look, a bastard sword.
Oh.
What's the durability on it like? It's about the same as the sword I was using. So these familiars, they actually have a lightning attack, so you want to hit them before they get close enough to you.
Ah.
Or else you take lightning damage.
Ah.
Because even if they can't hit you, they can still hit you.
Ah.
Because the magic doesn't miss. It's like an area effect thing, like a single tile firewall kind of thing.
I see.
Except the electricity, obviously. So we do like 15 to 24 points of damage now. That's good. The more damage we can do, the more we can keep enemies stun locked, the less damage we take. Like, you gonna stand there, or can I open this chest? Composite bow.
Ooh. Oh, here it comes again.
It's okay, though. I'll just stand there and block it. It'll be fine. Because I've got enough dexterity to do that right now. For this difficulty, anyways. Because I haven't restarted my game yet. We're actually still continuing.
Oh, so you are doing some sort of little exploit so that you don't lose that extra block bonus?
Well, it's more like the game is extremely buggy. And, basically, you start with an inherent block bonus. I think for a warrior, it's 40%. For a rogue, it's like 30%. And for a sorcerer, it's 20%. But the problem is when you save and reload your game, you lose your block bonus because of a bug.
Oh.
It just doesn't get saved with your character.
Oh. Somebody needs to make a mod to fix that.
Somebody did make a mod to fix that, and I'm personal friends with them.
Well, why aren't you running it then?
Because I wasn't playing their mod, I was just playing the vanilla game here. This is kind of like an ad hoc thing, remember?
Oh, okay.
I didn't sit here and plan this out ahead of time.
Oh, so you can't install the mod, like, in between episodes?
I mean, I probably could. I don't think it would change the structure of the save file any, but... yeah, whatever. Also, we're running the GOG version right now, so I'd have to migrate my save over to the old school version.
Oh.
The original version, which I also have installed. I don't know.
Okay.
It's just file management, and I was lazy, and I was just like, let's play Diablo. Oh, look, now we got more metal armor.
Hopefully it's like metal armor of...
No, it's just as useless as the current metal armor I have.
Prevents all damage. Resist all 100%.
Nope.
And armor class 80.
No such thing. Actually, armor class 80 is not that good.
No?
No.
Well, it's good compared to what you got right now.
Yeah, but anything would be good compared to what I got right now, unless it was rags.
The torn flesh of souls?
No, that sucks.
You wouldn't wear the torn flesh of souls?
I would not. Absolutely not.
See, that's one of the things I miss about my Fallout 4 game in PC. I made a mod where I actually put the torn flesh of souls in the game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but what it does is it just gives you that damage reduction versus feral ghouls.
Yep.
Yeah. It's basically just a legendary that I put I placed it in the game world and gave it that legendary to reduce damage from ghouls. Just for the fun of it.
Well, it's also a good wink and a nod.
Yeah, then I can wear an outfit that's the torn flesh of souls.
Oh my
right?
god, look at all this lightning.
Yeah, wow, there's a lot of them. Maybe you could like firebolt some of those guys or something too, if there's a whole bunch of them lined up there.
I'm saving my mana for town portal so that I can equip that fancy sword of mine and go back to town.
Oh, I see. You have a town portal spell that you can cast.
I do, although I don't know if I brought that sword with me. I didn't bring the sword with me, so I can't actually cast it.
Oh. Well, that's good planning.
This town portal costs 32.
Mm-hmm.
If we just level up, what is it, 8 times, then I can go back to town.
Okay. Well, this is going to be a dilemma that's not going to get solved in this episode.
Yeah, I'm not too scared of those guys. It's more the clan that I'm scared of. I hit the door.
Hmm. I love this feature.
Oh, the zoom?
Yep, because then you can actually see what's going on, right?
Well, you can see about 3 tiles all around you anyways.
Yeah, but when you're defending a doorway like this, you know, like then when you zoom in like that, you can really see what's going on.
Well, especially because these guys got such tiny little bodies that kind of camouflage into the environment.
Yeah, it would be difficult to see in that lighting and stuff, right?
See, I already knew the tile he was going to walk into in order to try to attack me.
Uh-huh.
I was just waiting for him to get there. Come on, buddy. Okay, screw you. He dropped a broad axe. That's not useful. That's a Fire Clan room. What joys it will bring.
A goat shrine room.
What I might do is check out the room to the south and see if it has a doorway. So then I could just channel everybody in that room through that doorway.
Oh.
$29 out of 31.
Your health is low.
I've got like 42 hit points.
Oh, that's another thing that I'm having to put up with now is when you're almost dead in Fallout 4 and that little message comes up that says your health is low. And then it's like, yeah, I know I'm fucked now because by the time I clear this message, I'm going to die, right?
Yep.
And in the PC game, I have a mod that, you know, stifles that. Because I don't need to be reminded that my health is low. If I'm doing that badly, it's immediately obvious.
Yeah, does that happen every single time your health is low, or is it just like a tutorial thing?
That is one of those things where I would talk to the game designers and say, that's stupid, don't put that in the game. Right?
I see. Yeah, because it locks up all your inputs, too.
Yeah, exactly. And by the you know, if you're down to 10% health and that thing shows up, by the time you clear that message, well, guess what? Your enemies get a chance to
shoot you a couple more times.
Shoot or otherwise harm you before you have a chance to do anything. So it might as well say, you're at 10% health and about to die, sayonara, right? You know, like that's what it might as well say. Because you can't do anything about it by the time you see that message pop up. It's just annoying. If they had a message pop up like that, say if you got down to 30% health or something, well then you've got at least got time to do something about it, right?
Yep. Although then it would come up way more often and people would be even more annoyed.
Yeah, I actually am enjoying in my PC game not having that message come up at all.
Yeah, do you know what other game doesn't have that message?
This one.
This one.
But anyway, that falls under the heading of dumb shit that I would tell them to not put in the game, right?
takes so long to kill these bats because they move so slow.
Yeah, and then they bounce back, right?
Yeah,
You hit them and you knock them back a little bit.
They take like 30 seconds to kill in a doorway here. Or this is what it feels like. Like, holy shit.
Well, no, you killed like 6 or 7 of them in 30 seconds, but...
30 seconds for one, that's what it was. That's what 30 seconds feels like, folks. It's 30 seconds you'll never get back of your lives. Okay, now we can handle that goat room, probably. Probably, assuming this chest doesn't
After you
kill me.
open that chest and then it sets off that trap and blows you up.
Yeah, well, you know, there's always a risk of that.
Yeah. Because you don't have your faithful rogue with you to shoot you in the back.
I mean, then it would just be you getting one hit killed by the chests.
Yeah. But I'm a little less important in the scheme of things than you are.
Oh, well, I'm glad you think so.
Well, because you, on the, basis of your skill at this game alone, can battle your way through hordes of these monsters. But if I were the one surviving and you got killed, well, I wouldn't last very long.
I'm sure you'd do fine.
Nah.
And now we hit way harder. We hit 17 to 26 damage now.
Yeah. From what I can remember when I played this game through, like way back when, I died a lot too, right? Like regardless of what character type I was playing, I died a lot.
Yep.
I found it to be very difficult.
There are certain things that can be very difficult in this game, but most of it is just tactical positioning. Like, you'll notice I fall back around corners, or I fall back to doorways, or when I was fighting Leoric last episode, I kind of string the enemies out in a long line.
Yeah, I never really learned any of those tricks, though. About the only thing I would do is stand in a doorway and try and kill them as they came at me.
And if you didn't have a doorway?
But if I didn't have a doorway, well, then I was pretty much screwed, right? I've already learned more from playing the co-op with you than what I learned the entire time that I was playing this game back when it first came out, right?
Wow. That's saying something.
Well, because I never played it that much. Like I said, I played it through maybe 3 or 4 times.
Yep.
And then after that, something else caught my interest and I never really played it again, right?
Well, this is one of the things I like about this game, because in future Diablo games, basically you're completely dependent on your gear and your ability to do big, massive area effect spells and clear out enemies as quickly as possible. And you take on enemies by like hordes of like 10 or 20 or more, right? And that's kind of how the game goes. But in this one, even like 2 or 3 enemies is like a lethal threat to you, right?
Yeah.
And so you need to fight strategically, and you need to focus a lot on your positioning and things like that.
Are you just starting another new level again here?
Yep.
I don't know. We're at hour 22 now.
I'm sure we can do it, but we gotta get back here for a little ways so that I don't have a fucking acid spitter.
Yeah. I'm just reminding you because of file size, right?
Yep. We'll get through it. But we need to stretch these guys out, because I encountered an acid spitter boss right off the bat.
He's not making puddles on the...
Oh, you know what? I don't have a fucking bow with me.
Yeah, you don't.
Ah!
Well, now you're going to have to do it.
Oh, now I have to go back to town.
Yeah, but how are you going to do that? Oh, is you got a set of stairs going up to town now?
Yeah, on like level 5.
Oh, okay. You didn't
wait.
get...
Wait a minute, I'm going the wrong way. Yeah, this is what happens when you forget your fucking town portal spell and you're like... Or your town portal scroll and you're like a warrior. You get to go through this process. This painful process. The walk of shame. That's what this is.
Maybe we should pause while you're doing that.
Yeah, good idea. We'll pause while I do the walk of shame back up to town.
Yeah.
And we're back from the walk of shame.
Yes. Well, you made it back. Oh, did you?
I got my bow. I got the sword.
Yeah.
We're gonna go down and deal with this problem now.
I was terribly thirsty, so I had to go and get a drink.
This is the only tile I can stand in now because of my previous fuck up of not bringing a bow.
Oh, well. It looks like he's not going to approach close enough to actually hit you, but you can hit him.
Yep.
Is that bow shooting some kind of fire?
Fire arrows, yes.
Oh. Well, that's useful.
I mean, I didn't get the bow because of that. I got the bow because it was a bow. It just happened to shoot fire arrows.
Well, lucky you. You gonna pick up that gold over there, or what?
No, I'm gonna wait for the shithead to start spitting at me.
Oh.
See, you gotta focus on the task at hand first. The task at hand is killing all of these guys. Hopefully in a timely fashion.
So why'd you take out your sword then? Oh, you're gonna cast a...
Yo, look, there's an illusion weaver. They all know where I am now too because I've gone back to town.
I don't have a spell ready.
But yeah, we're gonna roast them. And then I guess we could also try casting some spells here.
Not enough mana. Not enough.
Not that I think I'll actually kill anything with those spells. I gotta wait for those illusion weavers too, because they're gonna keep trying to kill me. They're a big pain in the ass.
Oh.
I'm sure it's fine. So I got 3 of these guys to shoot instead of an entire pack. Alright. Take a step forward.
Your hit ratio is not good.
It's pretty long distance.
Yeah.
Take a step to the side. Oh, that's because there's other guys, other shitheads over there.
Ah.
I'm shooting too. Those illusion weavers. What a shitty fucking thing to happen. Just walk into these guys right off the stairs. Here comes a normal one. Okay, well they just followed me up here. I guess I must have killed the normal one somehow. I don't know how I actually managed to kill the normal one, but okay. That's a thing. Can I walk over here? Can I walk over here? Can I walk over here? Yep. It's all about angles. About here. Okay, so you're dead now.
Well, you hit one of them.
Yeah, now it's just this one that I gotta kill.
Chaos, what does it say?
Chaos Howler.
Oh.
The immune to nothing guy.
Oh.
There. We're good.
Oh, look at that sneaky little shit.
Oh, look, and then we've got some of these guys now.
Yeah. That's quite the mixed bag.
Yeah, well, the annoying thing is the illusion weavers, right? Because you hit them once and then they're immune to damage, basically.
Oh, here comes another whole crew of those things now.
See, I'm well enough armored that illusion weavers really aren't a problem for me. But they're still annoying. They'll just kind of follow me until I kill them. It's kind of how that works. Yeah, that's a bit much. You can wrap them around the corner so that only a couple of them can approach you at a time.
Ah.
It's another thing that you can do. That's why you keep seeing me do that. I'm trying to control the inflow of enemies around the corner. See, when you leave a dungeon level and then come back, every illusion weaver on the level knows that you're there. Because of the way the game is.
Oh.
They just instantly know where I am, and if they have an open path to me, they will find it. But I want to go down here so that I can get this door.
Oh, there's an important looking feature.
Yeah, a useless book of read and get hit by an illusion weaver. That's actually the legit title of the book, I promise. A great axe. What's so great about it?
I don't know. Maybe it's the great axe of kill everything with one hit.
I just had to repair my bastard sword. It's the great axe if you have to repair your bastard sword. On the bright side, these rooms that are loaded with enemies are great for experience. Welcome to riveting warrior gameplay. Doorway Simulator 2024.
Yeah. Well, that's why that's another reason why I joked with you that should name your character Siegfried, because you always gravitate toward that archetype anyway, right?
Ah. Well, the only thing is, two-handed weapons in this game are a suicide mission. Because, oh god, you do not get enough hit points to make two-handed weapons viable in this game.
Oh.
It's better to just never get hit and never take any damage. And a bastard sword hits pretty damn hard for a single-handed weapon. In fact, I believe in most other games they're not even single-handed weapons. Depends on the game you play. And now that I've cleared out this room, now I can go and take on the room above me.
Because you have a place to retreat to?
That's right.
You still can't read that.
Can't read that.
Of whatever that is.
Mana shield. I could be a warrior walking around with mana shield. I see we still have some more of these guys back here. That's okay. We have enough room in the party for them too. That's not a goat room. That's a spitter room.
Yeah.
That's actually what the magic resistance is good for, eh? Because their spit does magic damage.
Oh. Oh, you hit him before he even appeared.
Yep.
Take heed and bear witness to the
Yes,
truths
blah,
that
blah,
lie
blah.
within.
We read this in our co-op playthrough.
Yeah, I think we
actually.
read that exact book.
Yeah.
There's no guarantee that it spawned on this floor, though. Okay, so this is a goat room. It just had spitters in it as well. Watch this be one of those ultra-compact levels that's just loaded with enemies. Kind of how it's looking to be. Okay, they're coming. And this is what it looks like from the other side of the doorway.
Yeah. One that was just hanging around there.
Yeah, I think they get stuck on that wall section there. That's the second or third time that's happened.
Well,
Sadly, those shrines are not
goats.
useful.
It was just goats.
Hey, it's never just goats, okay? It's never just goats.
Oh.
Imagine if it was Night Clan. That would be terrible on this level. Get blocked by poison spitters. Yeah, okay. I'll spend a healing scroll.
You're too far away from a level up just yet.
Too far away from a level up. We're getting to the point where I actually have to heal myself now. As a preventative measure. So I'll have to whack that guy like 15 more times anyways, so I don't really care.
Oh.
I'll just kind of ignore him until he comes near me. Like, look at this. Look at all these rooms. Another room with an axe in it.
Is that a room you were already in? That's why the axe is laying on the floor like that?
Nope, it just spawned on the floor there. Just magic, random magic axe that spawned on the floor.
Oh.
That happens sometimes.
I didn't think that happened, actually. I thought they were always either on a monster or in a chest or something.
Nope, sometimes they can just spawn on the floor. This is an incredibly reckless way to fight. Don't do this. If you don't want to get hit.
Not enough mana.
Oh, that's not the scroll. This is the scroll.
Oh.
So yeah, I just killed that guy. With a random scroll of lightning.
Yeah,
I found a use for them.
He just happened to be in the way.
That's right, I kind of figured he would be, because he's gonna take the shortest route possible to try to approach you so that he can hit you. And I'm just like, well, fuck you. I'll take care of you my way.
I gotta pawn some of this stuff.
What are we gonna do? We gotta reorganize.
You got one thing too many.
Problem solved. We don't need infravision anyways.
So what is it?
Actually, if we had infravision... Oh, we can't read it anyways.
Nope, not even with your fancy sword.
Damn it.
Your fancy curved sword.
Because we'd be able to see where these guys are.
Yeah.
With infravision, because they'd show up red.
Oh, okay. So even when they walk away from you and go invisible, you'd still be able to see them, huh?
Yep. See, I can't even hit this guy if I corner him. He's just going to sit there and whack me until his I need to run away timer cools down.
Uh-huh.
Because he's basically invulnerable for that period of time.
I had no idea they had those powers. I used to just whack them until they died.
Yeah, it can take quite a long time to do that sometimes.
You can't carry anymore.
It's okay, we'll just waste a healing scroll.
You just found a scroll of town portal.
Totally not picking it up. So you know what I might do? I might use this identify scroll.
What are you going to identify?
Oh, I guess that axe. It'll sell for a lot of money with that effect.
Oh, with what effect?
Bat. Axe of the Bat.
Oh. What does an axe of the bat do?
It steals mana from enemies.
Oh.
So every time I hit them, I regenerate mana. If I want to do that for some reason. Eldritch Shrine, I know what that one does off by heart. It'll convert all my potions into yellow potions.
Oh.
So I'm not going to hit it.
You're not?
Nope, because I don't want yellow potions. I want my red potions.
Why? Don't
They
the
work
yellow
better.
potions don't... Oh, okay.
Or at least I think they work better. I'm pretty sure.
I thought they were the same,
I don't think so.
right? Like, I thought they just turned them into yellow potions of the same type.
They do, but I think the yellow potions are less effective for healing
Oh, I don't
for a
know.
warrior.
Oh.
I can't remember.
From what I saw, they look like they're the same.
That's my good shield. I don't want to repair it just yet. These dicks. They're burdening me with property damage. Let's just go over here.
Wow, there's a whole gang of those guys in there.
Well, now we know where they're all coming from, at least. Probably I want to stand in the middle of the hallway here. Kind of just gotta alternate between guys here as they continuously try to swing at me. Figure out which one isn't in runaway mode. This is like a retarded enemy to get on this dungeon level.
Yeah, the odd one isn't too bad, but a whole bunch of them are kind of a pain, right?
Yeah, because all they do is run away all day.
Yeah.
There's probably a whole whack more of them in that room, too.
Well, that looks like it was the last of those ones. Yeah, there's a whole bunch more.
I didn't even have to go anywhere. This is more of these guys than usually spawn in an entire level. You know that, eh?
Yeah. Oh, you gotta level up.
I did, yeah. But I can't stop swinging at them or else, they might hurt me. So you just kind of follow that pattern. Go and aim at the bottom one, then aim at the middle one, then aim at the top one, right?
Hmm. Got one left.
One left.
There.
Now we can get that level up there. Drop the Warhammer, that's not useful. What's up here? Oh yeah, that was the Eldritch Shrine.
Use the Eldritch Shrine.
No. Never. Maybe that was all the Illusion Weavers. Or not. There's like an Illusion Weaver standing behind this Illusion Weaver. Which is preventing him from retreating.
And preventing that one, that goat guy from attacking you?
Yeah, this whole room is all Illusion Weavers again. What are we doing on time anyways? These guys take a long time to kill.
We're at almost 1 3/4 hours now.
Wow. I can't help it. These guys take so fucking long to kill.
Well, I guess these are going to be long form videos.
Yep. That's just the way it's going to be, I guess. I don't know. I might break the caves up into multiple parts, because I was expecting the caves to take longer, right?
Yeah.
But we ended up getting kind of unlucky with the spawns here in catacombs. That's why it took a little longer. Particularly these stupid Illusion Weavers. They'll make anything take forever. He'll catch up. Dagger.
Wow, you almost were standing in that puddle.
Yeah, you just kind of stand still. There's also certain angles that the puddle tends to land at. Wow, wow. Okay, we have to repair that now. Motherfucker almost broke my shield.
Wow.
I gotta pawn some of this stuff.
I can't pick
Can't
up
even
gold.
pick up gold.
There. Now I can pick up gold.
You need to go back to town.
I'm not going back to town.
Again.
Fuck the town.
You need to bring the town with you.
They should just follow me.
Yeah, have Griswold and Pepin and Adria just all walk behind you, right?
There you go.
And it's like, yeah, I need to sell some of my shit now.
I'm gonna go down, because I think that this down is a dead end. Just the way the dungeon layout is, I think down is a dead end. So I'm going to go down.
See,
Short sword.
it's situations like this why in some games carry everything mods are popular, you know, like those cheat mods that let you carry unlimited stuff and that kind of thing.
I mean, to be honest with you, the only thing I need right now is like the bow, my current equipped sword, and my current equipped shield.
Oh, you walk through that.
Yep. I'm not gonna sit there and wait. Fuck that. Give me my money. Well, we got another doorway here. See, the thing about these guys is they have a very good chance to hit. That's why they tend to destroy light armored characters like rogues and sorcerers.
Yeah. Well, I noticed you haven't actually met up with any boss critters yet.
Well, there was that one pack at the very start of the level, the acid spitter boss.
Oh, was there an acid spitter boss there?
Yep, that's why I had to do the walk of shame, remember?
Oh.
Told you this was a dead end.
Mm-hmm.
Although, sadly, I have to do the walk of shame all the way back to this other dead end. Which will also be a dead end.
Yeah, it's turning out that this level is actually fairly big.
Well, I don't know about big, actually. I think it's fairly compact in terms of level layouts. Empty room. Like the whole level basically fits on one screen.
Ah.
So, most of the enemies were in that first area there. And then the rest of this is just space to say, hey, we had a labyrinth. Man, imagine if Illusion Weavers permanently stole a hit point every time they hit you.
That would be bad.
That would be terrible. Yeah, I think the story I heard was a guy who knew a guy who knew a guy talked to a developer once and asked him why it was like that. And apparently, it was something like they originally had things that could permanently increase your hit points on shrines.
Mm-hmm.
And then they had these effects that could permanently decrease your hit points on monsters.
Oh.
And then they decided to scrap that idea last minute, but Black Death still had that ability.
Oh. So they didn't remove all of the stuff.
That's right, they forgot one. One got left behind. Anyways, that's level here. That's it for this one.
Well, so I guess the next episode will be what level?
It'll be level 9. We'll be going into the caves.
Okay. It looks like you got potions stockpiled out there.
Yeah, I've got like tons and tons and tons of crap now that I don't need.
All right.
I don't need half of this crap. So,
Hello, my
until
friend.
next time,
Stay a while and listen.
I'm Rec B5.
And I am Sandman99.
Have a good one.